We are live, and Peter is putting things away. What's going on? Happy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Sean Shapiro. I am a police officer for 4 more days, including today, and I am here to answer your traffic and police questions. It's sort of my thing. Yeah. We talk about traffic and safety so that you find out about stuff, so you find out about the laws and the consequences for the choices you may choose to make before you do stuff. That way you don't get charged for stuff that you don't want to have to pay for. It's like getting billed for something you didn't want, you didn't expect. You didn't pay attention to the fine print, and you didn't realize that you were going to be on the hook for something big payout. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Hey. Yeah, and also, and I just saw Tony's message pop up, we are going to be on live with Jerry Agar tomorrow at 10:25. 10 o'clock we go live here, 10:35, sorry. 10:35 we'll be on the air in Toronto on News Talk 1010, which is a segment I've been doing for a number of years, and this has been the last time I'll do it as a police officer. It's kind of cool. And kind of sad and kind of everything all together. And why isn't, probably because I didn't press the button. That's probably why it's not working. Stand by as I add the, where is it? No, it doesn't work. Wait, did it work? No, it's not working. It worked. It was slow. Here, I got to flip this button. Yeah.
What do we, or Instagram?
Yeah, it's kind of paste, save. I'm just adding Instagram to the chat, even though nobody lives on Instagram. What is it with Instagram? Well, we know that the cool people are elsewhere. That's why we're on TikTok. How you doing?
It's Tuesday.
You know, you were just giving me Marvin vibes.
It's Tuesday.
Do you got my Marvin reference?
Marvin.
He's the from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the robot. Isn't it Marvin?
Sorry.
Okay. I am having a good time. Peter's realizing that this is a lot of work. I don't know. What is it? What is going on with you on Tuesday? Is Tuesday's your Monday? Is Monday you were cheery?
It's Tuesday.
If you got traffic and police questions, you're in the right place because we work at Traffic Services and talk about traffic stuff. Before we get into stuff and things, let's get into what Vision Zero is all about, because Vision Zero is a thing. We have a dedicated group of officers who go out and change driver behavior one ticket at a time. They go there to change the behavior of the people who choose to break laws, trying to correct it, trying to save lives. It's very positive. They are focused on the big four. We're talking about speeding, aggressive driving, distracted driving, and impaired driving. And that's a problem because we know that those
Big four.
Kill it. Those the big four lead to serious injury and death. That's what they're all about. It's not good. It's not good. We want to prevent it. We want to save lives. People say we do it just for the tickets. How many free toasters have you received, my friend?
Free toasters?
Yeah, for writing lots of tickets.
There's free toasters?
No, there's no free toasters. That's the whole point. Why is this not working on X?
I have a Star Wars toaster.
That is true, and it's cool. But why aren't we live on X right now?
Free, though.
Why? Why is it not working? Hang on a second. Let's make sure that the feed to X is turned on, because that's a problem if it's not. Stand by. Tech support live right here. Crap, I pressed the wrong button. Let's try that again. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like my name should get up there too.
I think we should. It says it's streaming to X, but yet it's not working. Maybe it's working. Maybe it'll work now.
Dear Elon.
Yes, Elon, we love you. Please make it work now.
I don't know. Love's a strong word.
Well, I mean, I admire. I like that he. Anyway, we'll get too deep into the weeds with Elon and my appreciation for cool cars and things like that. Today being the 27th of August, we have Vision Zero officers in 32 Division and 55 Division. And those are neighborhoods that real people live, work, and play in and deserve to be safe. If you'd like to know if your division is served or your home, address, your work, wherever you are right now is serviced by 32 and 55, I would invite you to go to tps.ca/my neighborhood. It's going to help you, and the link is on at Traffic Services. It'll help you find out exactly who is the police service that's taking care of you and your needs. And the police division, I shouldn't say service, it's one police service, different needs, different people working in different areas of the city, all one magical purpose. To serve and protect. But so what slogan do you think the police service is? Like, every police service has its own slogan.
Be awesome.
Be awesome? Let's see here. Be awesome is not one that I'm aware of.
What do you mean? Slogans. Oh.
Slogans.
Europe has Deed Speak.
No, York.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
thought you said Europe.
No, I call them Europe.
Europe. Okay.
Europe.
That makes sense.
That's an inside joke between me and a friend from YRP. And she's like, stop calling it that. I'm like,
Well,
Europe.
I call GPS gyps.
Gyps? That could be offensive.
I thought about that as I said it.
Yeah. Can we erase that from the live feed?
It's live, baby. What you say is gone. That's why I don't worry about anything. When you record, you record something, and then you go, I could do that better. So you pause, you go back. Live is live. So there's no point in worrying about what you said 5 seconds ago. I mean, you can deal with it when you get the report later or the don't do it again.
Some of us are still working here for more
Somebody works here past
3
5
days.
Yeah. In North America. Let's see here. I want to see what ChatGPT comes up with.
I got to say, I'm kind of enjoying the straight face.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can do it.
I feel like I'm doing some Bobby vibes.
Bobby?
You know who Bobby is? She interviews all those celebrities.
Oh,
and stuff, and she does a straight face. I'm clearly a little bit more attractive looking.
Clearly.
Yeah. She might have more hair.
Everyone has more hair. I might have more. Okay.
Sorry, I was about to say a word I'm not supposed to say online.
So here are, and Toronto's on the top 10. So top 10, these are the police. What do we have here? North America often reflect values, mission. Okay, so this is the police slogans. New York City, courtesy, professionalism, respect.
CPR, it's on all their cars.
CPR. Los Angeles, LAPD, is to protect and serve, which is the one that most people refer to. It's the most common one referenced in movies, protect and serve. Chicago, they had to do it different. Instead of protect and serve, it's we serve and protect. I kind of think that one of them may copy the other.
Guess you just decide what order you want it in. Are we here to protect first, or are we here to serve? and then we have. Stop laughing. You're killing me, man.
Then Toronto Police is to serve and protect. Is that really what ours is? Well, I thought we had something else before. No, to serve and protect. We serve and protect. To protect and serve. So really, we're all in the same mix. Wow. RCMP. I don't speak French. How do you say that? I know it says maintain the right, but what is
save a cowboy?
Maintain le droit. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Save a horse. Ride a cowboy.
I can't. Yeah. That's Houston's. No, Houston's is actually order through law, justice with mercy. That's actually pretty cool. The Houston Police.
Mercy.
I've never.
Wow.
I've never read that before. Vancouver Police Department, the VPD, is beyond the call. They text.
Beyond the call. Like Ouija board stuff?
I don't. Yes, it's the afterlife. Montreal. Again, it's French. I'm not going to try and. I can't. Be a partner in your safety. I like that because I'm very much on the whole concept of traffic safety as a shared responsibility, which annoys everyone when I say it, at least the pedestrians and cyclists. But it is a shared responsibility, and I think that be a partner in your safety means.
What if we came up with this great logo saying the police is community, community is the police?
It's almost as though that was a saying that was said for not a millennia, but a whole long time.
I think
Sir Robert Peel would have created a guy, fictional character called Sir Robert Peel, and we would use him as the he's not fictional, he's real.
I feel that could catch on. I might have something here. I just gotta call my lawyer, see if we can trademark it.
Yeah, nail that down. Phoenix Police Department to ensure the safety and security of all. And, of course, Miami Police Department, pride, service, integrity, and Rolls Royces. Did they just do a promo video with a Rolls Royce?
Who has a Rolls Royce?
I'm pretty sure that, let me see here. Let me see if I can find the recruiting video. Miami Rolls Royce. Police. Rolls. Police. Now, in the meantime, while we're jabbering on, please ask questions in the chat. We're going to come and start answering them in just a second. Oh, there's a bunch of them already here. Look at that. We got... That's posing for selfies. Let's see.
Sorry. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's good. Two good-looking guys. That was anyway. I won't get into why that's the creepiest thing. Not the good-looking guys statement, just the way it was said on a podcast once. I didn't appreciate.
Well,
it wasn't about us.
Someone put Yerp.
Yerp.
Speak. See, up on there.
I don't know. You can hold on to it. Hey, if you can't hang out for the entire show, just to let you know that we actually download these and then upload them as a podcast afterwards. It's available on Spotify and iHeart Podcasts or Apple Podcasts, whatever kind of podcast app you are on. It's probably already there for you, which is cool.
Please download them.
Well, be a subscriber. Follow us everywhere on every platform. It really helps us out in our aspirations. Okay, I got to tell you, I wanted to make this channel on TikTok in particular 1 million subs before I left. It's not going to happen. 672.1 is last I checked. 672.1 is by no means a small number. I'm not complaining. I don't get a commission for bringing it bigger. It just made me happy to know that we had gotten that far. But truthfully, I never thought we were going to get this many. So
maybe we should do like PBS subscribe-a-thon, where we just keep recording around the clock until we get your 1 million before you go.
I like that idea. We're hanging out.
I'll have no idea how to download to Spotify.
I got you. I'm going to automate stuff. Don't you worry. It's going to be automated.
It's going to be I just want to be able to say, Alexa, download show.
Make it so.
Or Siri or whatever you have at home. Whatever downloads your shows.
Oh, my. I don't know how you can keep this up. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Here.
I am running out of steam. It's a little bit hard to stress. Maybe we can edit it later on.
We'll just speed your side up a lot.
Maybe
here I found
it. Now put closed captioning for me.
Because you're slow enough to do it.
Probably.
I like that. Is this going to work? Is it going to let me play this while I'm... So this is...
What's going on here?
Is it going to work? There's your Rolls-Royce, Miami Rolls-Royce police car. Anyway, they did that. It was lent to them by a Rolls-Royce dealer, I guess, and they stickered it up. Who stickers up a Rolls-Royce? But you okay?
Dear Chief, Rolls-Royce. Dear Chief and Rolls-Royce.
We're working on getting him a set of DJI mics, but he wants to add a Rolls-Royce to the list of
just one.
It's only one.
Just one. It's an icebreaker. It's something you talk about at meetings. When you're out with other chiefs. I think it's something,
Listen, the some of the public, not the majority of the public loves what we do. Some of the public are upset that we're even here online. So maybe not a Rolls Royce just yet. Good morning from Stephen Bell. He says, good morning, Sean. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you.
They just need to get to know us.
That's what it is.
People.
Yeah. We got good morning from Evandro, our Brazilian fan, watching again. Good morning, Peter. He acknowledges.
Oh, you. Evandro, right there, buddy.
And he didn't ask.
No coração. It's in my heart for non-Portuguese speaking people.
You got it covered. Liz, good morning to you too. Good morning to you both from Julie, who drops that. Logic 101 says good morning. Brandon says good morning, and everyone, let's have a safe, fantastic day. Let's see here. The cop next to you thinks you're cringe. He's the new host of the show, so it's all on him, man. Okay, we got stick
around. It's gonna get worse.
Good morning, Peter, and welcome.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate the acknowledgement. It's nice to know that it's not only Sean that you see here.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was feeling kind of left out.
You were feeling low on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Hello, all from Paul. Brandon wants to know, when a cop retires, do they have the option to come back? I'll be talking about that today with someone. So actually, yeah, we've had people who have retired and come back because
Sean's not back.
Who knows? You might see me again sometime soon. Yeah, I can't predict what will happen in the future, but it's certainly something that I've discussed and know is a potential. But right now, I'm needed elsewhere, so it's working. I will miss you guys, but we'll figure it out. I'll be on social media, like just sitting in a room waiting to talk to people.
Sean's just gonna sit back there.
He's just back there. Jay says the new guy is boring. Okay.
Jay, why you gotta be like that? We don't even know each other, and you're already like.
He's making judgments based on you
throwing shade, dude. Really, it's
he wasn't like this yesterday. By the way, I think it's just Tuesdays. It's Case of Tuesdays.
Thanks, Jay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, a question. Let's get into questions.
Boring and cringe. I love that.
Oh my god. Okay, this is my last week. At least I'm laughing a lot. What's the fine or penalty for riding an ATV on the roads without a license or registration underage? Why, you've just hit the trifecta.
Yeah, Thomas, just so you know, in future, you got to ask one question at a time.
You've met your weekly quota.
Yeah, Sean can only take one at a time as his outgoing manager. He's going to answer the first one. You can re-ask the second one afterwards if we come back around to it.
There you go.
Go ahead, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So in terms of riding, let's go with the biggest one, because really, I mean, the fact that you don't have a license is a charge. The fact that you're taking a vehicle that you're underage is going to be a charge. I mean, the fact that you're riding a vehicle that's not licensed for the road and is not insured for the road, you're looking at the potential of huge fines. Like driving an unregistered or an uninsured motor vehicle on the road is $5,000 to $25,000 and up to 6 months in jail. So we're talking about some serious stuff, my friend. I'm not going to do the going down the rabbit hole of figuring out every one of them, but just don't break the law. Like, don't do it. It's really stupid. It's just really stupid. Yeah, I think that covers it, because there's a lot of other things we could say and beat around the bush, but at the end of the day, doing that is stupid. I'm going to stop saying stupid. I can't believe you've lost all your viewers, literally all your mods and support. Oh, this is that guy. Yesterday.
Can't believe you lost all your viewers, literally all your mods.
So this person got muted yesterday. I think it's the same person. And he believes that we are muting people for not or because we don't know the answers. He said that we don't have moderators who are police officers yesterday. He actually made 3 stitches with our account. And the truth is, we
Captain Minecraft here?
But I think it's a different person. Anyway, we got plenty of viewers. We're good. Thanks very much. We'll be
You're
ignoring
viewing,
you now.
so we thank you and appreciate you as an individual. Everyone has a place here.
Yeah, what do you mean by all the people? Anyway.
Thank you, Minecraft.
Is that what they're called, Minecraft?
Oh.
I didn't stay in here long enough to find them. But we'll mute you soon. Don't worry. Yet another. He had to create like 3 separate accounts yesterday to keep spamming us. But that's the issue. The issue is that he's spamming. That's why he keeps getting removed. But anyway. Why is driving without insurance such a big deal? Why can't it just be liable on my own damage? Most people don't have the $2 million to cover the liability max for being sued in Canada. At least that's what it's $2 million is the maximum you can sue privately for. So unless you got a spare $2 million, I'm assuming you can't cover yourself. But regardless, it's the law. Regardless of whether you agree with it or not, if you want to drive here, that's the deal. And you don't have to drive here. You can take the bus or Uber or do whatever you want. But if you're going to drive, that's the rule. But it's a big deal. That's why we are now seeing people getting sent to jail, because there is an ability for the courts to send you to jail. There's also an ability to give you more fines. Like, it's the first time you're convicted that it's $5,000 to $25,000. But it does happen where people get more. I'd like to see that more. $5,000 is most of the cases I saw go through court ended up with $5,000. But that's not to say that they shouldn't get more. Sully wants to know why I ignore all their questions. Sully, it's the first time I've ever seen you in my life. But anyway, let's see here. Is it... Oh, Oh, by the way, Akila says, greetings and salutations from the hospital now. Hope you're doing well. Hope you feel well after the hospital. And
Take care of yourself, brother.
Yes, be well. Take care. Are you in the flight suit? That would make people smile. Brandon has a question about an aviation unit. If given the chance and the TPS started an aviation unit, would you patrol with an X-Wing or an A-Wing or an N1 starfighter?
Oh, I'd go back to the classics. I'd go back to an X-Wing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what an N1 starfighter is. I don't know. I'm not the Star Wars guy, but you are.
You need to Google these things, my friend. I would have
Star Wars Cop. If you're not following on social media, you should. He's still thinking about this. In the meantime, while you think about that, I'd like to acknowledge Ed Kovic, who says, why are our tax dollars paying for 2 officers to sit and do a podcast every day?
We appreciate your contribution, Ed.
Yes, thank you.
We value your comment. And it's an educational portion, just as I would have said yesterday if you had said this comment yesterday. And I appreciate you coming in because clearly we're engaging you. And this is an excellent opportunity for you to learn some of the traffic laws and other things around it. And you know what? We are hiring, and you're more than welcome to join us. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can come into the podcast and tell us about your experiences going through as a recruit.
That would be good. I like that. I'm going to send our friend from the RCMP an invite. Let's see here. Maybe he wants to jump in. So if you're watching, and your email just went off, our friends from North Vancouver. Oh, that one.
It's what the Mandalorian's currently flying.
Yes, that's cool. I don't know. Not a lot of legroom, though. Or so I hear. So, and if there was an aviation unit, that would be very cool. But I definitely did. X-Wing's pretty cool. I got to go watch all the movies now so I can be up to speed. Although I like The Mandalorian, and I hear they're making a movie.
Apparently, The Mandalorian movie is going to encompass everything that's been going on and tie all the storylines together.
Very exciting. Is it mandatory for trucks to drive in the right lane, or can trucks drive in the left lane too? So commercial motor vehicles are actually prohibited from using the 2 leftmost lanes. I believe the exemption is if they have to use it for clearing bridges, because some bridges are arcaded.
Sorry, my face is like that because we both know that's not the way they're working right now.
People are doing whatever the heck they want.
But some of them.
But if you actually read the law, listen, people are speeding constantly and forever until they get caught, and sometimes even after they've been caught. So we talk about the law here. We don't talk about the reality of the fact that people don't follow the law, which is why we need so much more enforcement on the roads to correct behavior. If you're not getting the hint, you need to change behavior. That's where it's at. Laws are required to try and keep everybody safe.
But thank you for the question, Evandro.
No, yeah. So the answer is left lane, definitely. I grew up knowing that the left lane was not permitted for them to be there. But apparently, according to the HDA and Sergeant Campbell, who is not here right now, well, it's actually the left 2 lanes where they're prohibited from being driven, which, again, isn't happening. But it really, as to why it's not being enforced, would be a OPP question, not a Toronto Police question. And you should probably check with them to find out the letter of the enforcement of how they do it. Just a quick post and go for support. Right on. He says, he has wise words for the end. We'll leave it for the end. Can truck drivers drive with curtains in the driver's side window to block the sun? Curtains that prohibit them from being able to see out? Well, the law for blocking the interior deals with color or reflective coatings, but it doesn't actually refer to blankets or...
But that would still obstruct the view of the driver.
It would. So it's driver view obstructed, passenger window, because there is a law for that. So I'm going to say that would break the law.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
On our end, if I can't have clear sight that I can identify you, that's problematic. And so, yeah, the fine would still be there regardless.
It's a different charge, though. It would be obstructing your view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support that. So I would say that you're looking at least $110 fine.
Now, what kind of curtains are these is what I'm wondering. Are these like blackout curtains? Is there a curtain rod that you install in your vehicle? I would just like to know how you put curtains
Just
up.
curiosity, yeah. How come traffic criminals are being let out so easily? That's a courts thing? I mean, I don't know specifically what you're referring to.
User 661-852-5132175. You should ask your local courts. Go speak to your courts or go speak to your MPP because the Highway Traffic Act will come under the provincial and pose that question to your local MPP.
it is certainly a conversation that's worth having, because we see people in all levels. It's not just traffic. People who break traffic laws, generally traffic criminals, as you were putting it. If you're just talking about regular people who break the traffic laws,
Are they criminals or are they offenders?
They're offenders.
Offenders, thank you.
Yeah, it's not a criminal charge unless it's the criminal code that's being violated. So it's important to note that it's not a criminal offense to break the law when it comes to traffic. It is, though, an offense, and it has consequences. They're just not criminal charges. So that's a thing. And if they do enter the realm, like they end someone's life because of their driving, could they find themselves seeing criminal charges? They could. But we see people with criminal charges, like for guns and violence, who get out. So, yeah, it's a complicated question, one that isn't going to be covered in this episode because there's just not enough time. We could spend the entire day talking about it. We've got questions from Thomas. No, we talked about Thomas's question. We're way down here.
We're past that.
We're past that one too.
Yeah, we're past that one.
We scroll down.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. How long does it take for a speed camera ticket to come to you in the mail? Good question. That's not managed by the Toronto Police Service. It's managed by the magical people in the city of Toronto, and I haven't the foggiest as how long. I imagine it's not quick, because nothing is quick in government. Everything takes longer than it needs to be. Let's see here. Last Friday, my dad attended a TSP grad, which got me thinking. As part of their uniform, what are all of the items that they receive? This includes summer, winter, formal wear, etc. So basic. I mean, I can't go through it. It's exhaustive.
Sorry, just so we can get back, they're expected to be to your home within 30 days.
Ooh.
You're a speeding ticket. That's the expectation.
Okay. Do they ever meet expectations? I don't know. But 30 days. I think that when you ask for court afterwards, that could be a year. Takes a long time. So basic kit is you start off with 6 shirts, 3 pants.
3? I thought it was 2.
Which one? Shirts or pants?
I thought so. 6 shirts, 2 pants.
Every year you're entitled to 3
pants.
Three.
3.
You're going to get an inner belt and a duty belt, no socks. That's that. You bring your own socks. BYOS.
Black socks.
Black or blue. Then you have your assortment. You get a tie. I don't know if you get more than one tie, but you get at least a tie. You get a dickie.
One
or
tie.
Two dickies.
I think you get 2 dickies.
Dickies are like the faux turtlenecks that go under the shirts because we have summer and winter dress. Then you have. I don't think they do the Yukon cap anymore. We now do a knit police cap. You get a forge cap for formal. Yeah, toque.
You get a toque, forge cap.
You're going to get epaulets and name tags and winter jacket and a sweater, which is now a zippered kind of thing. What else? They get a tunic and dress pants.
They get dress boots and regular summer boots.
Yeah, summer and winter boots.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff. Then, of course, your holster and your use of force gear and all that stuff. Yeah.
Your body armor, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There's lots of stuff.
It depends, because if you go, for instance, into...
upon graduation.
Yeah.
It's like fresh, brand new recruit. So specialty stuff is special.
You get handcuffs?
Yes. All that use of force stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got that. Hey, guys, long-haul truck driver here from Ontario. I try watching you every chance. Enjoy retirement. Thank you, Bruce. Much appreciated. You can watch him afterwards.
I'm cringe.
He's
boring.
But I appreciate that you, as a long-haul truck driver, you're still finding content that's valuable here, so appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. Okay. What is this? Oh, the person who's unimpressed is still talking. Rohan wants to know if you're single.
No, Rohan. My wife would disagree.
My wife has told me I'm off limits. Okay, so let's for anybody out there, not off limits to her. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Miguel says, "Hi guys, thank you so much for all the brave and hard work you do. You guys do to help keep the city safe. I'm doing a lot less brave work lately and ending a career of that kind of work. But I must say thank you for acknowledging the hard work that police officers do every day. There are heroes that walk the streets every day working to keep people safe in the community, and they don't get enough thanks. So thank you for the thank yous. I will pass them along." Because no comment should be left out from being shared when it's health related. Good morning from Muskoka. It's Jeremy. Northern Pike, what's going on? It says, good morning, Sean and Paul and everyone else. It's Peter. Paul's a different person. Okay, we got Bloom, who says, I just got my G2 and yet to be listed on my parents' insurance. What's the penalty if pulled over? It's not a penalty from us. It is a penalty from the insurance company's perspective, because they're going to not insure. They potentially could refuse to insure you. But it is a quick telephone call to be listed. Don't waste time. Get her done, because you want that. You want to make sure you're covered. You'd be violating the contract that you have, or that your parents have, with the insurance provider, which could have negative impact, like them rejecting you. Oh, interesting. Is that which TikTok? Oh, TikTok comments in general or not? Let me fix that. Apparently, we're having some technical difficulties, which I'll be solving in just a moment.
Felicia, yes, this is for real.
Which is for real?
She just asked, is this for real? I don't know. If you took the red pill or the blue pill, it really depends to you whether or not it's real or not real. But yeah.
I don't know what got clicked in the background, but apparently the military veterans video got triggered to play somehow. And it wasn't me. And it wasn't you. All right, what am I trying to do here? Oh, yes, I'm trying to do the chat.
Please stand by. We're having some technical difficulties as our team of technicians works to fix the problem.
All right, on Henry's.
We just had a very valuable question.
Yes.
How much do you guys bench press?
Not enough. I have injuries that have prevented me from doing that kind of stuff. I need to work out more.
Can't remember the last time I would have defined myself by how much I bench, but
yeah, no, I have no idea. I used to bench a whole lot when I used to go to the gym. I don't know what a bench press looks like anymore. I lift children and groceries. That's what I do. Let's see here. How long does it take for speed? We talked about that. Why did drive? What is this? Oh, let's have a look. Evandro has good questions, so let's get to Evandro's question. Why do drivers with German driver's license not need to take G1 and G test just to transfer? Very good question, and the answer is there are certain countries that are on a list that have an exemption. The UK, the US, I think China, they get a straight trade, and that is why they get to do a straight trade, because they have an agreement. Now, I don't know exactly what the criteria is to give them that benefit, but other countries will give you express route to the front of the line. So you'll take your G1 test, you take your G2 test, and then you take your G test, but you don't have to wait the 2 years in between. So the best thing to do is go to TrafficCop.ca. At the very bottom, I got links to a page for newcomers that explains what you can do, and depending on what country you're from, what the impact of that is. So again, TrafficCop.ca, use the link. And Evandro, I know you're going to create content from it. Just take the link. You don't have to link them to Traffic Cop. Take the link and share it with people. Okay, what just happened? I just saw, hold on, we got to scroll back here. Stand by. I scrolled too much back. I do that. I over-scroll.
Never look back. Just keep moving forward.
Rohan says, I thought this Ask a Traffic Cop, so are you single and ready? No. Let's see here.
This isn't going to become a dating show.
Never.
That's my other show. Coffee and bagels.
That's the name of the show?
Yeah.
How do traffic officers handle if a driver has mobility modifications to their vehicle? Then they have mobility, like it's not as long as they're able to safely operate their motor vehicle, it's not a concern of ours. There are many drivers on the road who have modified vehicles that are specifically done. Listen, if are they approved modifications? Did you do it yourself? There's actually a course that's put on by different hospitals to allow people who have injuries or issues physically preventing them from driving a traditional motor vehicle, that teach them how to use the adapted motor vehicles. But it's not as simple as just, I added this rope here to help me with. No, it has to be done properly, and there's proper ways of doing it. But I'd love to know more, Justin. Just a reminder to use the letter Q in front of your questions so I know it's a question and not just dialogue. Yeah. For amongst yourselves. Let's see here. Oh, this is good. What's the most creative excuse y'all have heard when pulling someone over? Well, I can tell you that the number one reason is I had to poo. That's the number one reason I'm sorry, officer, I was speeding. I had to poo, or I have to poo. And that's the most number of times I've said poo in a row in a long, long time.
If you're turtling, that is it's quite important.
But it's not a reason to
No, it's not a reason to speed at all. It's a reason to pull over.
At the nearest bathroom.
Yeah.
I have I have used bathrooms that, given options, I would never have used. Like, you're talking about gas stations where you're assuming something is dead inside of that.
I would say the best part is, too, is when you need to use them and then you realize the door is locked and you got to go find the guy with the key, yet there's a lineup of like 5 people and you're like, I just need the key.
Well, that's where you have to get bold. Okay, you have to get bold. This is where you learn how to use your voice.
Someone needs to come up with an app like George Costanza where he knew all the bathrooms and the quality of that bathroom. We should have an app.
There is an app. I was going to make an app. That was my idea, and somebody psychically burrowed into the depths of my brain and made an app.
Can you like rate the bathroom? Like from
It's
1 to
rating
10?
the bathroom. I think it's rate your throne.
Rate your throne. That's awesome. I'm all over that.
1 second. Toilet. I totally wanted to make this. Deluxe toilet archives. Throne. Where is it? I'm sure of it. I could swear I heard this, unless it's my own dreams talking about me making an app that I've just told everybody about that never got created. I'm positive I've heard about this. Okay. But yeah, bathroom. What else? My favorite joke was that, and this is not personal experience, but I've told it before, and that is a man gets pulled over by a police officer. When asked why he's speeding, he says, "My wife left me a year ago and ran away with a highway patrolman. So why are you speeding?" He says, "I thought you were trying to bring her back." Did you do law enforcement course and got in? In terms of applying for a police position, law enforcement and courses are great, not absolutely necessary.
Timideer, take post-secondary education. You don't need a police foundations or anything like that. Get a post-secondary education in case there's many things we need beyond just policing. So police foundations, the service or Ontario Police College will train you. And so instead of going 2 years college, yeah.
So someone thought it was funny to report our feed as discussing drugs or regulated substances. That's very funny.
Restricted for some audiences.
Yeah, that's okay. You see, the magic of the internet is people make these silly things, and then we just call the government relations people and say, fix it. Because this is a government official course or channel. Oh, people are silly. Do you do law enforcement course? So there are courses.
I like this. They only answer things that make them look good.
Who's that?
Some commenter on TikTok.
Oh. No, we just take a long time to deal with everything. But anyway, so I think you just apply. If you meet the qualifications, you don't have to take a special course, but you do need to apply. What's this? May the force be with you.
Well, thank you. May the force be with you as well.
Oh, should we create? Maybe that should be the slogan.
Oh, I like that.
I do too. Nicholas says, I failed my psych with TPS about a year ago. My chances with TPS or any regional. Is it over? No, I know people have taken it many times, and it may have just been that you didn't have enough life experience. It doesn't mean that you're psychologically broken. It just means that after discussing your answers or evaluating your answers, they determined that you weren't ready.
Nicholas, in an instant like this, I would tell you perseverance. Don't give up. If this is what you want, focus on it. You'll be here. Not here, but here.
There you go. Steve Martin wants to know about our thoughts are on the guy who got ticket for singing in his car. I am not familiar with this case, so I can't give you my take on it because I've not heard of anyone.
I just got really excited to hear that Steve Martin was watching our show.
He's a Remax agent.
I see that. But I wasn't thinking that's Steve Martin.
I know who you were thinking. I thought about it.
Not that I'm not excited to have you here, Steve.
No, Steve, it's still good.
Your name's awesome.
You're the closest Steve Martin to Steve Martin that we've ever encountered. Can we play music on YouTube while driving by holding phone on phone holder? So the answer is that you're spending money on data to listen to YouTube music. But no, you can't have the screen mounted with the screen playing YouTube. That's against the law. You would get a using your handheld communication or entertainment device ticket, $615, 3 demerit points on conviction, and a suspension. But there are apps that you can use, like Spotify. You can use Spotify. You can use apps like Apple Music. But you can't have the screen visible playing stuff. It has to be a non-video.
Amazon Music.
They have
Amazon has its own music. I'm an Amazon Music subscriber.
I didn't know. Probably included with my membership, and I don't even take advantage of it.
There's a minimal one, and then you'd pay for the other one, but yes.
Additional to the membership that I pay?
So there's a Prime membership, which you get a certain amount of songs. They'll tell you X amount, whatever. And then you can pay for the Amazon Music, which gives you everything and anything that you can imagine. And
I'll stick to my Apple Music.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with Apple.
You have both Apple and a non-Apple.
Yeah. The Apples are issued by work. I got to figure this all out.
And yes, now you're going to adopt an Apple computer. It's a whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is it weird that I just heard the Disney song pop into my head?
I did too. How many of you heard the Disney song play in your head? I even see the video in my mind's eye.
Yeah. Jasmine and Aladdin on the carpet as they're going over Aqaba. Yeah, I'm a Disney person. I know these things.
I got engaged to Disney because my wife is a Disney-phile, so that's by virtue is I am too now. We talked about this. Sherry wants to know if we're getting paid tax dollars. Yes. This is my last week, so we're actually a little less like on today. Like we banging on answers yesterday, but today we're a little bit up and down and all around and making some jokes and having some good time. But yes, this is your tax dollars are going and contributing to the education.
Didn't Sherry say this earlier?
Oh, is it the same Sherry?
I feel like Sherry's just not giving it up. Oh, thanks for watching, Sherry. I appreciate your continued support.
Yes. Does the police car have the technology that scans your plate and pull out your information, or they have to ask for it on the radio? So for the longest time, we've had the ability with computers in the car to look it up. We've always had the ability to radio in and say, look it up for us, and we can do that standing beside you. But now we can even look it up on our phones because we have police-issued telephones that have access that are secure. So we can use our telephones, we can use our radio, we can use the computers in the car, we can use our automated computer video, what is it called?
The in-car camera does it.
Yes.
So that camera that you see in front of cruisers that's shooting, pointing forward.
Lasers.
Yes, it does the same thing.
And that automatically checks those license plates against the database of wanted vehicles for various reasons. And, Matthew has a good suggestion about music. Use the YouTube Music app. Don't watch the video. That's good advice. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you. What is this? Same as when a cop goes to a school to speak. Yes, very good analogy. Thank you very much. Gabe says it's the same. Us being here is no different than going to a school to do a speaking session.
And this actually reads a larger audience.
Way larger. And we create an archive. This is the 96th episode we've done this year, although you've not been here for all of them. 96th episode. That's 96 hours of content minimum this year alone that becomes not only a live stream that people can watch live, but watch it as an archive. Tons and tons of information here helping thousands and thousands of people. So thank you. Will you come back sometimes on the podcast after your retirement? We will miss you. Thank you very much, Dave. I will certainly come back to help and basically chat with my friends because Peter and I have been friends for years, and an opportunity to be on a video call with you and visit with the public, I would be all over that.
Let's be real, Sean. As of Friday afternoon, I don't know you.
That's it. It's 20.
John, who's the voiceover cop? With that guy?
Don't know.
He used to work here, I think.
We used to work at 12. We were 12 Division together, weren't we?
Yeah.
12 Division. That's 20. That's not 23 years ago. That was in 2000.
I worked there for 13 years.
Yeah, it's a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie says, good morning from Windsor. Nayal says, I have a question.
It's right underneath.
Can anyone sit in the trunk in an SUV? No, not at all. That's stunt driving. Stunt driving meaning we take away your car, or an SUV in this case, for 30 days. Your license for 30 days, your vehicle for 14 days. And it's not legal. It's not safe. Could you imagine? So there's something called a crumple zone. It crumples, and the trunk is part of that zone. So if you were to be involved, rear-ended in a collision, that would sign an end to that person. But in addition to that, it is also no seatbelt. It's just not safe at all. That person will become a projectile.
Those days are gone. We used to be able to do that.
Yes,
Those days are
but
gone.
there was a loophole that allowed it. Is it illegal to drive without a front bumper? Yes, you need to have a front bumper. It's part of your safety requirements of the motor vehicle to be on the road. You would not get certified without a front bumper, thus you cannot then take it off. Why would you want to take it off? Is there a fashion trend? Is this a new thing? Or is it just you broke it and you don't want to get it fixed, or you're waiting for it to get painted? Or, no, rent a car. You cannot drive that car. We talked about that. Good morning. Oh, this is good. Ethan wants to know about family life in policing. Do you have children and partner? How's that? So I've wife and kids, and it's been good. I like shift work. I liked it a lot. I was around for things that other parents weren't, but at the same time, you're not around for other things that other parents are. So anything that's on a weekend, and if you have to work, you're not around. So you're going to be giving up. You're going to give up a lot, but you're going to get a lot.
I agree. My favorite part, though, is because we're working on the road in shift schedules, folks always expect you. They're like, oh, why can't you just take the day off on a Saturday to go to whatever event? Okay, well, on Tuesday, I'm having my kid's birthday. Can you take the Tuesday off? Well, why not? It's
Same
no
thing.
different. It's the same thing, right? We just work shift schedules, and unfortunately, not everyone works on Monday to Friday. So I would say that's the biggest challenge, but my partner also knew that when we got married, what to expect, because we dated for a couple of years before then. She already knew rotating shifts and stuff and blah, blah. So,
But Costco on a Tuesday when other people are working, so good.
I agree.
So I miss shift work. And since my crash, I stopped doing shift work. After I recovered enough to come to the office, I came here on a Monday to Friday basis. And I got to say, Monday to Friday is not my favorite thing. It works really well with the show and keeping up with your schedule so we can have some consistency there. But I miss having days off during the week. 7 days, and most people now work 7 days on, 7 days off. So
Best schedule. But I will say Monday to Friday is easy on family life because at least you're kind of following in line with them. So you're home on the weekends with your kids. You're home in general in the evenings, depending to what shift you're working during the Monday to Friday schedule.
But something else before we talk about radar detectors, they asked about family life in general. There is an element of stress whenever a police officer career is part of the family, whether it's you, the police officer, or someone you love, because policing is inherently dangerous. You say goodbye to them, your loved ones in the morning, but you don't know if you're ever going to see them again. And that's because bad things happen. People get killed at work. People have, situations where they're injured. There's always that potential, which is different than accounting. If you're an accountant, paper cuts are usually maybe the odd stapler injury. Accounting's fairly low risk.
Sure.
And while
Have you ever had a paper cut?
they're terrible, they hurt a lot.
We
skipped the radar. What's the
detector.
fine for a radar? It is $180 and 2 demerit points. And
But who uses radar?
so even
Does a radar detector work with LiDAR?
No, but there are laser detectors and there are jammers. And the truth is that anything that interferes with the police ability to measure speed and enforce speed is illegal. And we have search and seizure authority. So just based on the suspicion, the belief that you have it in your vehicle, we can investigate and we can search your vehicle, even disassemble your vehicle to find the device.
And I know radar detectors are available online, but if you read the print, usually they'll tell you, check your local province to see if you're allowed to. And
So the actual offense is under 79 sub 2 of the Highway Traffic Act, drive motor vehicle with speed measuring warning device. It doesn't specify radar or LiDAR or anything. And the wording is no person shall drive on a highway a motor vehicle that is equipped with or that carries or contains a speed measuring warning device. It's $170. It's 3 demerit points. It means that if you buy it from the store, which is you can't have it, you can't transport it, and you can't use it. And that's an all-around can't-have situation. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's actually one exemption in there, and it's for, because like Bell, the Bell Helmet, Bell Industries, they have a facility in Ontario. There is one exemption, and you can have it from the factory to the consignee being transported by the shipping company in its original package as part of the shipment. That's the only way to transport it. That's it. Belladonna says, happy retirement, Sean, following you on TikTok. Thank you so much. We will see you there. Flex says, good morning. Let's remember as a society to treat each other with respect.
I like you, Flex.
I agree.
Thank you.
That's good advice. Just got my G2 and I am yet to be listed. We just talked about that. How did that one end up getting? Hold on, I got to find where you are though. Scrolling back. Here we go. Almost. I over-scrolled again. Or under-scrolled. Come on, mouse. There we go. Hello, our constables. Good morning. Both of you also, I'm going to say what new. Did I read that right? Both of you also, I'm gone. Oh, I'm gone. Say what new. I'm not sure what you're going for. But hey, how's it going?
Thanks for reaching out.
Yes. Oh, here's a continuation. Aha. Okay. Constable Shapiro, have a nice retirement on August 30th. I wish you all the best for your golden life. Thank you. I'm not retiring from the working force. I'm not going to sit back and just watch sunrises and cut the grass. I'm still going to do stuff. I'm just not going to be a police officer anymore. But I appreciate that. I don't think I'll ever stop working. I like working. I like being busy. I just need to have a different location and schedule and be more flexible. Okay. What is this? What's the... Oh, Liz's dad came back as a chaplain. Cool. That's interesting. Speaking of quotes, okay, one second. Barry says, I'm guessing the new guy has an awesome sense of humor, just very laid back.
Thanks, Barry.
No, he's cool beans. Let's see here. Can I drive a World War II Jeep or truck on Ontario roads and highway? If it is fit and plated and safetied to be on the road, then yeah, you could. And a highway is any road in Ontario. So if it's capable of doing the speed limit or the speeds that are considered safe on the roads, that would. If you had something that was only capable of doing 40 kilometers an hour, that would not be safe.
I just appreciate the Ray Finkel. So you a Dolphins fan? Ray Finkel's Ace Ventura. He's the kicker, laces out. Sorry. There's a lot of movie knowledge in here, not so much traffic knowledge. Ray Finkel.
Well, I think that's awesome. I've seen Ace Ventura. I can't quote anything about it.
Ray Finkel.
Let's see. Double. Got that. Second person with the front bumper question.
Oh, hey, thanks, Barry. I appreciate that there too.
And there's an assumption that you're pretty smart. That's good. Why is... Oh, this is duplication. Something happened and we got a bunch of questions that are duplicated. If someone borrowed my car and I put the insurance, and the insurance is by phone, can they forward it to the person that they're lended it to, or print it out? So Stephen is in London, in Ontario, and now you have insurance companies that can provide you electronic copies of your insurance through a secure app. That person driving it needs to have access to that. You can't, whether it be they have access to your app, which would be kind of weird to give them your password, or the pink card that you get in the mail, because you still get that, give them an actual copy. Otherwise, don't lend them the car. They will get a $110 ticket or $65 ticket. $65 ticket.
Yeah.
It's no bueno. Yeah. Sully, we already acknowledged that Sully claims that we've ignored their questions, although this is the first time I'm seeing Sully ever in
there's somebody,
chat.
Felicia saying the same thing.
Oh.
You got to give it time.
It's not instant. We don't do instant here.
Yeah.
In fact, it's 4 minutes to 11, and we are still on questions from 20 minutes after 10. It's a slow process, mostly because we've been giggling a lot.
Sean talks too much.
That happens too. What do we got here? Just got and there's a lot of duplication that we're weeding through.
Ray Finkel does blame it on Dan Marino, just so we're there clear, and thank you. It is Dan Marino's fault.
Of course it is.
And it's been tough being a Dolphins fan.
We got, is there a fine? Yes, we covered that. Prequel trilogy. Oh, the yellow ones from Naboo.
Yeah, Jesse, you talking about the N1?
He's talking about the N1. Yeah. Okay. Can you make a citizen's arrest on an officer that has broken a law? Well, to make a citizen's arrest, you need to know what the law is. What law are we referring to? Like, and this is the real question. Do you want to, as an unarmed civilian, take on an armed officer? Whether you think you're right or wrong, is that a good move? Because technically, while you could effect an arrest, if they resist or disagree with you, you're going to be in a bad position. So if you legitimately think a police officer is eligible to be arrested, call the police and report it, because you are not going to be in a good position. That's just not smart. It's not that you couldn't. I don't see how that would play out. And I don't know what you'd have to know what the rules
And
are.
there's all sorts of levels of oversight on us that you can file.
And I get that you're asking this question to be controversial and not serious. At least I would hope not, because it brings out lots of interesting discussion. But
Look at his name. Just look at his name. Let's move on.
Moving on. Okay. We talked about this. We got hearts here. Okay. Is it legal to ride electric bikes in the bike lanes? Isn't that dangerous? If it's a legal bicycle, a legal e-bike, it's treated as a bicycle, and thus you ride it where the bicycles ride.
So basically, pode ser.
Yeah, if
Going with the Brazilian.
I got you.
There.
I had to look at the name going, why are you
That's my
doing
poor
that?
Portuguese there, but I tried it.
Yeah. So that's the deal. If it's an illegal e-bike that's capable of going more than 32 kilometers an hour, it's not legal to be in the bike lanes because it's not legal on any lane. It's a motorcycle. And it's an illegal motorcycle at that.
Just, there's someone by the name of Jenna who's been trying to get your attention. She has said hi several times.
Hi, Jenna. Where's Jenna?
Jenna.
You just happen to notice Jenna in the over there?
Yeah, Jenna Cathcart.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
So I just
I'm
want
not
to make
in
sure
that
you know.
part. I'm way behind Jenna. So hello back. I saw your messages about wishing me well on my retirement. Thank you so much. Hey, we'll flag that right there in a second. I know Jenna. Jenna is has been a friend for many years and a friend to the show. And I don't think we've actually, we have connected in person. She was at the auto show. Yes.
Don't be a stranger, Jenna. Even though he's gone, we're moving on to bigger and better things.
There you go.
Maybe not better or bigger. Sorry.
But Maya, I think it's Maya. I have a G2 and my brother has a G1. Can he drive my car on private property? Oddly enough, on truly private property, not the road, a G1 driver, well, actually, you don't need a license of any kind. You're also not covered by insurance. So that's something to think about as he crashes your car while learning. But technically, yes, on private property, you could let him drive the car without any risk of him getting a ticket for driving without the proper license.
So my parents have a farm, and where we used to do our I guess training was my dad would get us into one of his old cars that we had there, and we would learn how to park. We even had 2 trees that we would learn the parallel park. It was awesome watching my older brother, and I know he's not watching the show, so I can say this, hit both trees like he's a ping pong ball, and me and my other brother just howling. So yeah, things you do when you're growing up. But it was on private property. It was our own thing. It was an old beat up car to begin with. So.
Farm car.
That's exactly what we called it, the farm car.
Yeah. I think I learned how to drive at like 12 years old in a parking lot. So
I remember taking driver lessons, and the guy's like, "This isn't your first time." I'm like, nope, been driving the farm car for a long time.
Farm car. Yes. Things are different. Now, listen, other provinces, you can drive at 14 years old because it's a different world. Look, there we are. We talked about that. Oh, another person who wants to know taxpayer money. We talked about this. I'm looking for because it's go scroll down. Okay, we're moving on. Let's see here. Is our am you able to drive someone else's car with permission without being insured but have a G license? If you're a G license driver and you're borrowing somebody else's car that you do not live with, and their insurance policy will cover you because some of them have conditions that nobody under a certain age can drive it, yeah. So as long as they're eligible, their coverage will follow through. Then there's nothing preventing you. As long as the vehicle is insured and you're an eligible licensed driver, then you're good to go with permission. Yeah, you're good. Let's see here.
Do you swim past 11 again?
A little bit.
All right, we're going to do past 11. Just wanted to make a time mark for you.
It is 11, and normally we would only do an hour. But you know what? Seeing that these are like coming to an end, and we've gone really slow. And we had some really dumb jokes. Oh, wait, not dumb jokes. It was good. It was good. We ate up a lot of time with just giggling. Let's see here. We talked about this. A lot of duplications today.
Someone spelling your name 2 different ways.
It doesn't matter how it's spelled.
It's on the screen. But thank you.
This one?
Yep. Hi, Sean.
Your biggest fan here. Just come by to say hi to you. I watch all your videos. Thank you very much. Biggest fan? I didn't know, but I appreciate it. Now it's SEAN just for future.
He did get it right
fan.
Afterwards.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, yes. I mean, Sean.
Sean. Multiple ways to spell it.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much. You could always follow me on the other channel, VoiceOver Cop, where I'll continue to create content about I don't know what. Maybe I'll review all his videos and just I'll stitch them all.
There's only gonna be like one.
All right. It's so dangerous. Okay. Why did drive test centers basically just start giving out licenses to people who clearly can't drive? So actually, I've been approached. There's allegations that people are bribing testers. There's all sorts of allegations. I don't know who's investigating this or if they're investigating it. But if that's true, then major overhaul is required if people are actually getting them through.
I know CBC Marketplace did a thing about driving schools.
Yes.
And the whole thing of like, hey, you can pay for this and I'll get you this.
I'll say you did. Yeah, I say you did it in a year and garbage. How to become canine. That transformation is difficult. Do I need prior training? I understand what you're going for.
Dogs.
Yes. You have to be a police officer first. It is really a difficult unit to get into. You got to be a police officer first, and then request after, call it 5 to 10 years of being a first class constable, and then competing for the position. It's not just something you get because you ask for it. Let's see here. If someone is protesting in the road, is it illegal for me to go through them without causing harm? Go through them would cause harm because there's a person there, and if you go through them, they are no longer a person. They are.
We were taking everything literally today.
Yes. You cannot drive. You can drive through space safely, but if they're preventing you from driving, like there was someone who was recently arrested for driving at and contacting the human that was trying to stop them. The fact is, if there's a protest, don't go there. Listen to the news. 680 News. They announce all this stuff. Take a different route. It's not worth having the confrontation. It's just not. These bozos on the road, any kind of thing on the road, bad. Just avoid them. I don't like this whole concept of ruining other people's lives because you think it's a good political time messaging thing. I'm not a big fan of that. Doesn't matter what the message is.
It's your freedom of speech. Huh?
But the road, people got to get places. I'm not a fan.
Sidewalks aren't large enough.
Go to an event venue. Create a podcast. Don't block roads. Can I put? Oh gosh, it's Ryan. Can I put chameleon tint on my speeder if I promise these aren't the droids you're looking for? Ryan's a good man. Have I introduced you to Ryan? Peter Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Driving instructor in Nova Scotia, military guy, plays a horn.
Oh.
It's a good guy. Driving instructor, did I say that already?
Yes, you mentioned drivers. That was the first thing.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia.
Got that. Plays a horn.
Okay. Back to school for students next week. Is it next week already? Holy moly. Yeah, people are going to be changing their behavior. People have really good... I say this every time. People get lazy real quick. We forget that students will be coming out of places that they normally don't. Different times of days for people and patterns of movement in your city and town, and it's going to be higher risk because kids do the darndest things sometimes.
And we'll be doing a back-to-school media event with the city, with the mayor and stuff.
When's that happening?
Tuesday, September 3rd. From 7:45 in the morning. We'll be talking about all these things. It'll be a 2-week back-to-school campaign to ensure children and folks getting back to work or have safe trips and everyone arrives safe.
The big thing is pay attention, slow down. There's a reason that speed limits and laws are in effect, and it's to protect people. And if you follow the law, we are all safer for it. Keegan says, good morning, guys. Peter quizzed last week with 93 for the Leafs. Who was 89 for the Maple Leafs?
Keegan, come on now. You're going to make me look this up, Keegan.
Well,
Who was 89?
He doesn't know. He's going to
Tamus?
googly
No,
goo it.
was
So
it? Slot? No. Shoot. I know this one too.
I don't know. I don't know what tree a maple leaf falls from. Oh, it's a maple tree. Okay, that's not even a good joke. I can't even pretend not to know. My sister-in-law training canine for the RCMP. Cool. Scrolling back. I just made a mistake and unflagged. There's Jenna's comment. Thank you for saying hi. I love this show. Thanks, Jenna.
It was McGillney, apparently.
Nick, who?
That was not who I was thinking it was. Alexander McGillney. He wore 89. I had to look it up. Was not the player I was
Good information coming from Catherine. Bass Pro has the best washrooms, just FYI. That's a long drive, though, for us, because when's the only Bass Pro I know is at Vaughan Mills.
There's one in Vaughan Mills. There's one out in Niagara. I'm going to keep that in mind. Do they have the fish in there as well?
In the bathroom?
Yeah, like do they have like an aquarium in there as well? I'm just wondering. Do they have some taxidermist bear in there?
That'd be freaky. Every stall comes with its own
taxidermist animals and stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Just wondering. I'm not saying use them. I'm just,
Good job. Great information. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. This is one of my favorites. What consequences? What happens when someone is caught driving with their G1 only?
Not a good day.
Not a good day at the office. I think it's fantastic, but not. I mean, it's fantastic to catch them because then they cry. So the deal is that you get charged for G1 drive unaccompanied. It comes with a 30-day suspension on conviction, and that's because you did a bad thing. You're driving without a license, effectively. It's a learner's permit. That is a condition that someone has to sit beside you who's qualified to supervise you. If you don't have that, you are an unlicensed driver, effectively. And no insurance will cover you. So you get into a crash, you're in really big trouble. But you start with that $110 fine on the suspension. Second time, it's a 90-day suspension. Third time, you get kicked out of the licensing program, which is exactly where you deserve to be because you can't follow simple directions.
I just want to give a shout out to the North Vancouver RCMP. They just followed me on Twitter.
Oh.
And I know I was a little disappointed with them the other day because I'm still waiting. Can you get the South Vancouver RCMP to follow me? I don't know if that's a thing, but I'd like the South guys to follow me. I'm not really a Northern guy, but just saying. Maybe the East or West. I don't know if you guys break it up that way.
But I sent you a link in your email. I don't know if you responded. If you wanted to join the live right now, you could. Like you could join it right now.
The North guys?
Yeah.
He
didn't respond. I responded to him, but
we got to end the show right now.
Yeah, before they show up. But I didn't give you any notice. I just sent you a link. That link would probably work tomorrow too. Now tomorrow we're going to be on the air with Jerry Yeager on News Talk 1010. So don't join when he's there, but you can try. I mean, pop in.
Am I allowed to be here with News Talk 1010?
Yeah, I got to introduce you.
Oh yes.
What else is there for G1? Oh, something else for G1. If the owner of the vehicle didn't give you permission, you're gonna be charged for take vehicle without consent. If you did have permission, we're gonna charge the owner of the vehicle, for letting you drive the car.
So broski, don't do it.
Yeah, broski 2.0. Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Looking for something else here. Arturo said something. We're Johan. Is it Johan? Johan Norris says you guys are funny.
Thanks, Johan.
And Royal Mounted Police, the RCMP, is it RMP? What's RMP?
They're no longer Canadian. It's open to anyone. The Royal Mounted Police.
Oh, it's not Canadian. Okay.
It's not Canadian anymore.
There might be something else that we're just not. Yeah. We covered this. I'm just going through the flag stuff as we wrap it up. Wrapping that up. Wrapping this up. We did that. We did this. Covered that. Just because I don't want to forget. Killer Dracona says, stay safe. Remember, don't have a good day. Have a great day. It's good messaging.
Can we get to Felicia there? How much? There we go, Felicia. You're getting your answer. I hope you're still listening.
How much is the fine for driving a motorcycle without insurance? $5,000 to $25,000 and up to 6 months of jail. It's a motor vehicle.
And
it's
we did
exactly
address
the
this
same.
much earlier on in the show.
We've covered it three times.
But I wanted to make sure we gave you the attention.
Yes. Yes.
I got you.
Yes. Was driving without knowing I was medically suspended. What could have happened if pulled over? If you didn't know you were suspended, you could have been charged for driving under suspension. But if it was done in paperwork that you were never notified, you probably wouldn't have been charged, but you would be served at that point, notified officially that you were suspended and not be able to drive away. So that's what would have happened. At very least, you would not be able to drive away, which means you would be getting a tow. And there may or may not be charges, but we wouldn't impound the vehicle type thing. If you're driving suspended and you do know, and it is deemed that you were served, we would charge and we would tow. That's a lot. That's a long time since I've done it. Have you done a impound? Is it an impound? No, it's not impound for suspended. Is it?
It depends on which highway you're on.
Oh.
So if you're on a major thoroughfare where it's blocking and impeding the flow of traffic,
But that's tow. It's not owner's request. It's tow because we're towing.
correct. You can get someone else to come pick it up.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Driving under suspension, seizure, and arrest. I can't remember the details about the towing. In any case, if it's a fresh system situation where the doctor put it through but didn't tell you, you wouldn't know that necessarily that you're suspended. You'd think the doctor would have mentioned it. But anyway. What's the fine for no front plate on vehicle? $110. You are required to display 2 plates because you're issued 2 plates, assuming you are an Ontario registered vehicle. If you're registered somewhere that doesn't require 2 plates, you're not required to have 2 plates. Simple as that. If someone is littering from the car or parking lot, what is the phone number to call?
It could be 311 or it could be 416.
It is not a police matter.
Yeah.
It is not you don't call the police for someone littering. If we see it, we'll charge them, but there's no one responding. Now, you could also go online. If it's from a car on the road, you could go online and make a report at tps.ca or whatever jurisdiction it occurred in and file it so that the police are aware of the fact that they've done this. They're not sending a car to go issue them a ticket based on that, but they will make a note.
I just got a question up here. Nicole saying, can I remove the old stickers from my license plate?
Yes. And probably a good idea to do that because if you drive into a jurisdiction outside of Ontario, well, into the United States, who may not understand that your 2012 stickers or 2020 stickers are not expired, they're just not required anymore, you might get pulled over and investigated. And
so I should be peeling those things off?
I haven't taken mine off because I don't care and no one's bothered me. But
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the very beginning, I was telling people to bring copies, like printouts of the news article saying Ontario no longer requires a sticker because people were going into the States and getting pulled over and saying, why
were going into Quebec at one point and getting pulled over?
That was because they were not renewing them. Even when the renewing system, they didn't realize they had to do it. And they were going with plates that were not circulate. I remember talking to Jerry Agar all the time about that because people were being charged like $500 for having, invalid plates or plates that aren't authorized to circulate. And it's their charge based on their Traffic Safety Act. Yeah. Law on rear-facing car seats in single cab trucks. If it's installed correctly, it's lawful. So single cab being front seat only. Is it better to be in the back seat? Yes, it is.
But you also have to have that airbag.
So it's if you either have a switch to turn it off or it's based on
deactivated.
Not anymore. There's no switches.
Oh.
So if it's a vehicle that has a switch, great. If it's a vehicle that doesn't have a switch, either the seat system should not trigger based on the weight on the seat, but at very least, put that seat to the farthest back position as you can go. We're not telling you can't do it. It's not illegal, but it is less safe than the back seat. Simple as that. What's something just... Oh, my trackball that I plugged in an hour ago finally is working.
Acknowledged.
It got acknowledged by the operating system. That makes me feel good. Do you gain or lose demerit points?
You have a certain amount.
So
are you taking away from that, or are you putting it toward
My understanding is you start with 12. Sorry, you start with 0 with the potential of 12 before you lose your license.
So you're gaining them or you're losing them?
I believe you get demerit points.
It's like a half glass, half full. It really
Same
depends
crap.
on
It
how you
doesn't
look at
matter.
it. Yeah.
It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, whether you get or you lose demerit points, the change from starting point is what matters, and you don't want to have it change. Now, it doesn't change your insurance to lose them, except that you lost them because of a conviction, which does impact your insurance. So again, insurance companies don't care about points. This is a way the Ministry of Transportation monitors your license so that you can lose your license or get a nasty gram telling you to be a better driver.
That's why if you're convicted in court, the courts will say they have no authority
Jurisdiction.
over.
Yeah. This is true. We talked about this. We talked about that. Danny here from D12. Enjoy your retirement. Best of luck. Thanks, Danny. Much appreciated. Look at that. You got your graduation picture right there. I do appreciate the send off there. I'll be around. You'll see me.
D12.
12th division.
Where from? He's wearing a blue shirt, though.
I imagine he's a booker.
Oh.
Or
okay,
a
fair enough.
divisional special constable. I don't know.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay.
Danny, what are you?
Sorry.
Tell us. And write us. Let us know. You got internal mail. Let's see here. Do you think you might do radio as a guest speaker on traffic safety? I do it all the time. I will likely continue doing it. I speak to Jerry Ager all the time. So he's going to be on our show tomorrow, but I'm sure I'll be on his show again after I leave. Let's see here. What do...
Cam Woolley.
Yeah. I was talking to Cam a couple of weeks ago. He's a good guy. We're going to help. I got to buy a car. You can help me buy a car. I wanted to buy an H1. I wanted to buy a Hummer H1. I think they're the coolest cars ever. I'd like the military version too. I don't care. Doesn't need doors. Why do people drive in the passing lane and leave the middle and right lanes completely empty? Well, here's my opinion on that. Most people aren't very good drivers. They're certainly not courteous drivers, and they're not doing it right. So that's, I think, why they're just lazily staying in the left lane. They're completely out to lunch or don't care. But then why was the numpty driving in the right lane at Mach 7 this morning and then weaving through, which would have been stunt? I would have charged them for stunt driving or criminal dangerous driving this morning.
What is the definition of numpty?
That's a very good question. Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's do that. Hang on a second. Let me talk to my buddy ChatGPT. Who is also responsible for the magical cover art for today's episode. What is the definition of the word numpty, usually used in reference to someone in a negative way? Is that fair to say?
Just run with it.
Okay. It doesn't.
We have dead air.
Oh, because I didn't spell it. It didn't spell it right.
ChatGPT did not spell numpty right.
Define numpty.
Folks, we're having some technical issues.
ChatGPT. Oh. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get this it to be verbalized for everyone. ChatGPT. Okay, here we go. How did that even happen? Oh, because
it's playing back on your phone.
Yes, it is.
The audio is coming through.
It's looping.
We're back in time.
Here we go. Okay, read aloud.
Numpty is a slang term, primarily used in British and Scottish English, to refer to someone who is perceived as being foolish, silly, or lacking in common sense. It's often used in a lighthearted or mildly mocking way, rather than as a harsh insult. For example, if someone makes a silly mistake, you might say, "Don't be such a numpty." The term is not extremely offensive and is generally used in casual or humorous contexts.
Well, I used it appropriately.
Yes. Just so you know, Nicole, I'm trying my best, but he's got control of the main system. I just sit back for the ride. But yeah,
Tomorrow you're going to drive.
Nicole is asking, why don't I answer some TikTok questions while you're busy on ChatGPT? I'm trying, Nicole. I'm trying. I'm all over it, Nicole.
On an intersection with traffic signal, who has the right of way? The car turning left or right? So the deal is that the vehicle turning across a live lane of traffic has to give right of way. And the person making the right has a greater right of way. But here's the thing. In traffic, we say that you give the right of way, you don't take it. If there's a question as to safety, it is much safer to let the other car go. But if you're crossing a live line of traffic, you're creating the highest risk. Turning is always a problem. Talked about that. What is the fine to driver the HOV lane?
What is the fine?
I gathered. I never remember if it's 150 or 180 or 110. And the reason I bring that up is because there were specific charges for HOV, but ultimately the sign is $110, display sign. But I think there's a specific charge that I found once and I never found again, but I never really looked for it again.
It's 110, 3 demerit points.
110, 3 demerit points. I thought it was higher at one point. Okay. What is the... what is the penalty for a driver hitting a pedestrian? I myself got hit while walking and the driver got charged, but I don't know what the charges laid on him. I don't know what they were charged with either. I also don't know if they were convicted for the charge that was originally laid or if they pled down to a lesser and included offense, because anything could happen. I couldn't answer your question because I don't know what they were charged. Was it fail to yield to pedestrian? Was it careless causing injury? There's so many potential options, and I couldn't guess as to what those are. When can children face forward in a car seat? That's a great question. Now, doctors and professionals in the industry will tell you that rear facing is safest and should be maintained as long as humanly possible. My cousin, who's a doctor, pediatric specialist, says 4 years old. I can tell you that my children were enormous at 4 years old. And
I was going to say, your legs are going to be like...
No, they were like all twisted up in origami styles. It was terrible. They were miserable. They were large enough that I felt confident turning them around. Well, first I got them into a convertible, so it was one that could be forward or rear. Got rid of the bucket when they were no longer infants.
Yep.
Turned them into a convertible bucket, and then I did reverse them to forward facing. And I will tell you this: don't be in a rush to switch. If the seat is lawful for you to have them at the height and weight that they're in, keep them there. Rotate them when you can't avoid it, and then keep them in that type of seat until they have to go to a booster, because it's no longer lawful for them to be in the seat that they're in.
What is the law? You also need to look at the manufacturers, right? So whatever manufacturing, sorry, because she just continued on with her question. You also need to look at whatever the manufacturer says. So there's weight specific. Not every manufacturer is following the exact same guidelines. They may not be built the same way. So you're going to need to look at that manual. So yeah. Does that kind of answer your question, Alexa?
Answer some TikTok. Oh, I see. That was the question.
That's Nicole yelling at me.
Oh, don't yell at him.
No, Nicole apologized. She wasn't meant. She wasn't trying to be rude.
I wasn't. Oh, I got you. I see you afterwards. There you go. Okay. I think we're where we need to be to say goodbye for today anyway. If there's other questions, we'll try and do this again. Well, we're going to do this tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then we're going to take a break at 10:35 to 10:45, talk to Jerry on the air. And we may have a visitor from the North Vancouver Police.
Not the South.
No, is it North Vancouver RCMP?
It's the North Vancouver RCMP.
Okay.
Which, if anyone can reach me out to the South Vancouver. I know there's some question about it I don't know anything about BC. There's a fog between us and Manitoba, and I can't see past it. So, yeah, it's like a wall.
There is no South Vancouver, according to the moderator.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Our moderator used to be
that way?
RCMP. Oh,
really? Oh, do I remember that?
Yeah. So,
also used to be a driving evaluator, a tester for...
Yeah, worked for the RCMP.
Star Wars joke. What's the only Canadian food named in Star Wars?
Palpatine. Yeah. Do you know, I think it was Ahsoka. There's a scene in a bar, and one of the alien drinks they're drinking out of is actually a bottle of, it was CN Tower liquor that was back from the day.
I'm looking at current question here. Please answer my question. How to alert first responders to a nonverbal autistic child who is a runner? In a car situation, in a house situation, that's a very broad topic. I don't know how to I mean, other than putting stickers on your doors, which I think they have. I vaguely remember having this conversation, but I don't have a good answer for you. Like, if you're at a stop, having that verbal conversation with the officer that's stopping you. But I mean, there are that what is the? They have stickers, but nothing official. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be official. There's nothing in the system.
It doesn't have to be official. There's people who put stickers, and you can get stickers at particular, what do you call it, PetSmart kind of stuff. Like, for instance, if you have pets and it says there's a cat in here and blah, blah, in an emergency, right? It's not official. It's not something that we've created. However, it does draw our attention and could potentially make the difference, right? So,
It was weird. I was looking at the delay, and you were still talking, but you stopped. I thought there was something wrong with your voice.
Sorry.
Our buddy who's back as the one who says that we keep locking him.
Oh,
I blocked him again.
If license was okay. We're gonna get to this because we got a couple minutes. If license was suspended G2 and it expired, how can you bring it back? You got to start all over again.
No, within a certain period of time, you just take your G2 again.
Within a certain period of time. Otherwise, you'd have to start.
Yeah, if
it's not that long of a period of time.
So a license in general is if it's within 10 years, you have to start everything again. For a full license, like if you have a full license that expires, I'm assuming it's the same for a G, for a graduated, but I may not be. This is a question for a graduated for a drive test. But for a regular license, 10 years is when you have to start again. 3 years, you have to do an eye test. There's different. Let's look it up. I've looked this up before.
We're on this from PASA.
I'm
assuming. And you're welcome, Nicole. Oh, Nicole's going to yell at me again if I don't look at some TikTok.
Go do it.
So I can't
no dead air.
See that.
This is where having a co-host is awesome.
Yeah.
I do not want to give my personalized location. Okay, so it's 3 to 10 years. All right.
Please don't yell at me again, Nicole.
So if your license is expired for 1 to 3 years, you need a vision test. You also need a written knowledge test for your G1 and G2. So there you go. You need to, if it's within 3 to 10 years, it's a written knowledge test in G1, G2. If you're renewing your G2, you have to do the G2 test again. But it looks like you just need a vision test within 1 to 3 years.
Alexa's is asking, and this is further to our child seat questions. If she makes it forward-facing too early, is there a fine for that?
Well, you could lose your child in a collision. That's the problem. Their necks can't support the impact. So if it's too early, never mind the fine, you're putting your child's life at risk. So don't be in a rush to do it. It's not a good idea because it's deadly. So regardless of the law, don't do it. Keep them rear-facing as long as possible. They can.
There's no direct fine to it, though.
No.
It's kind of, I'm going to be honest with you, it's also the whole thing of like, sorry, I always say that. There's no fine, for instance, if your car seat was to expire, there's no fine to that. We've also had this conversation with Children's Aid Society, and they would just do a well-being check. The manufacturer puts out the time span of that car seat. However, if it's, a month later, it doesn't all of a sudden, this isn't like milk where it's going to become curdly and bad, and you should have done a sniff test.
For your
it's a safety thing, but please realize that it's fine. And Nicole, I'm sure you're a fantastic person. I'm just kidding, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Follow the directions. So if the forward-facing seat requires them to be a certain age and height and weight before they're allowed to be in it, that would tell you that that's the minimum. But if you go, let's see here, I go to Traffic Cop. I have a link to it.
Alexis sells car seats, so that's fine.
Okay, hang on. We got here car seat. There's a guide that I have a link to. Boom, boom, boom. By the way, TrafficCop.ca, if you go onto that website, I've got tons and tons of links here. Choosing a child car
Alexis,
seat.
The way I would sell it to them is it's their most precious item. It's their most precious cargo in that vehicle. They need to take a good thought into what they're doing.
So rear facing up to 9 kilos. If you put a child under that is under 9 kilos in a forward facing seat, there is a charge. Because you would be putting they'd be in the inappropriate seat for their size, weight, shape, etc. So if they're under 20 pounds, 9 kilos,
okay.
They cannot be forward facing. Now, you can have them from 9 to 18 kilos or 20 to 40 pounds, forward facing or rear facing. That is an option, up to you. The suggestion is within that is no fine. Within forward facing toddler, but an infant must be rear facing. Once they're in toddler, it can be either or.
Okay.
Booster seat is for someone who's under the age of 8 because they're not required over the age of 8, but it may still be a good idea for them to have it. By the way, moderator, I rebooted it. It may or may not be working, but we're going to wrap up shortly anyway. So there you go. If you go, this page is listed in TrafficCop.ca at the bottom. Choosing a child car seat is the title. So click on it. This is there for you as a reference. And, I have a child that is over 8, and they are now that they're a few years over 8, now in the front seat on occasionally. But we say rear back seat best until 14. On occasion, I've had them in the front seat.
Hey, look, one of my kids is over 8, has been over 8 for a couple of years, and still wants to be in a car seat because they just don't like the way the seatbelt comes across.
It's reasonable.
Without the car seat. So the booster seat, not a car seat, a booster seat, only because the way the seatbelt comes across, they don't like it rubbing into their neck. When they're on the booster seat, I really
said
don't
front
care.
seat,
Still safe.
I mean the back seat in a booster. I have a booster that will accommodate them until like 160 pounds. Like, I've got a booster that's really...
What child is that's a big child at 160 pounds. That's some grown adults.
I think that's what it is.
160 pounds?
Let's look it up.
Is this a kid you throw over your shoulder and sorry. If your child is 160 pounds, I apologize. That's a big kid to carry around. That still needs that seat. Like, that isn't bigger, right?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not 100. Maybe it's 120 pounds. Does it? It's a great seat.
Oh, you're welcome, Nicole. Nicole says we're both super friendly, and she's thankful for the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it, or that it's helpful, and everything. Does it tell me the range here? Because this is the one we have. Okay. Where's the details? Does it tell me details? I love ClickTight. I'm a big fan of Britax ClickTight.
Keep scrolling.
Product details. 2 position. Seat specifications. 9 positions. Come on. Recommendation. Am I missing it? Anyway, it's for big. Now, on TrafficCop.ca, there's also a link to the, what are they magically called? Nicole
has said a lot of seats have higher weight for special needs children.
Good point. Which is good.
And 120 pounds is the max they will sell at my work.
So
Alexis, who sells it, is 120 pounds. That's okay.
Well, what did I say? 160? I was a little bit off. But I haven't looked at that in a long time. Okay.
Thank you too for the back and forth.
I love that the audience is involved. That's what it is. We're a community here. So if you go to Child Passenger Safety Association of Canada, CIPSAC, they've got some suggestions as to extra tests that you can perform to find out if it's really time for your child to be in a seatbelt alone. That's the thing. Because 8 years old, 80 pounds, 4'9", those are any one of those requirements being met qualifies to be in a seat without a booster, even though my kids stay in booster longer, except on occasion my over 8-year-old kid has been sitting without a seatbelt. With a seatbelt.
And it's 11:35.
Okay, we're gone. We're done. We're finished. We're over. I wanted to do something different today. So instead of playing the recruiting video, which I love. Oh, okay, no. We have to do one thing first.
High five and dance around the table?
Heck no.
Dance on the table.
Definitely not. But I do want to, we need to talk about employment because I want to see if they posted any new jobs. And then I want to create a song with the assistance of the audience. So if the audience, we're going to do an AI generated song. In the comments, please put words that you, or themes for the song. And then we're going to input that into AI, have it generate, and you put that in there now while I pull up the recruiting stuff so we can hit 2 birds with 1 stone, which is oddly violent if you think about it. Hitting birds with stones, it's just really not.
Please don't hit the birds.
No,
there's going to be an animal cruelty thing, and there was a charge for the baseball player who hit that. Yep.
Yes.
At one point, yes.
I don't. Yeah. We're talking about employment, and we're talking about becoming a member of the Toronto Police Service. That's why I brought the slide up, because we are hiring, and we're hiring for a whole bunch of stuff. So if you are interested in a career with the most magical organization ever, one that I'm leaving on Friday, but not because I don't love it. It's just because I got stuff and things to do that's important and take priority at the moment. Family always take priority. Should always take priority. Anyway.
Dave Winfield.
That's who got charged.
1992.
If you go to that website, you're going to see this. Police Constable has all the information you ever wanted to know and more, along with a big old button that says apply now. You can take advantage of that. Information on Special Constable, Parking Enforcement Officer, Communications Operator. If you're a police officer in another jurisdiction who wants to come over to police here in Toronto. There's a button for that. Auxiliary is a volunteer opportunity and the best volunteer opportunity you could ever hope for. That's how I started. Now, civilian roles, if you clickety-click here, we've got 7 civilian roles currently posted. We are looking for an intermediate technical analyst in network and security. I think that posted today. It did, because I don't remember talking about it yesterday. Funny how that works. If legal counsel also posted today. This is why I like checking it every day and sharing with the world what's going on. Analyst at People and Culture, security coordinator, pension and benefits analyst, senior pension analyst, communications operator. These are all jobs that you can apply for, or if you know someone looking for a job who would be a good fit for our magical organization, consider telling them to have a look. www.tps.ca/careers. All right, let's have a look and see if anyone gave us any words. Any words? Did I get any words? Nobody give us any words? Really? All right, I'm making a song. What are we going to talk about? We're going to say create. What kind of,
car seats.
create a what style of music?
R&B.
R&B. R&B song
About car seats.
Child car seats and safety
Sounds good.
on the road.
This one's for you and Alexis and Nicole. We're dedicating this one.
Yes. Let's see here. What else could we say? And then do we also say life begins with retirement? Because Alexis said thank happy retirement. Oh, Liz said life begins with retirement. And Liz had said R&B. So let's do introduce the concept of life begins at retirement. This is going to be a really weird song, but it's going to be fun. What else should we put in? And
Throw in some Star Wars.
Use Star Wars references as much as possible. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's creating it. And in just a few moments, we will be playing it. Now, I like to credit, I should probably take this page off. I like to credit the magic of AI and when it's being done, because I have here, it's going to say today's song intro is by Suno AI. It's not an intro, it's an outro, but it is, there's 2 versions. It gave us 2 versions. Are you ready for this? This is version 1. Oh, wait, I gotta make sure this is turned on properly because I've done this before. Here we go. Version 1. I'm nervous.
I'm scared.
I just read the first line.
Strap them in tight for the ride. In the car seat they abide. On the road to the stars we glide. Safety first, our left won't slide. Baby Yoda by my side.
Baby Yoda by my side. I like the reference.
In the galaxy so wide, precious cargo we can't hide. Stormtroopers can't slow our stride. Boosters up, safety's key. Lightspeed dreams, you and me. Life begins when stress is free. Retirement close, safe will be. Seatbelt snug like Vader's grip. Through hyperspace our ship will slip. Skywalker spirit on this trip. Safety's mantra never skip. Place them right where they belong.
Moderator says a terrible song.
In the seat secure and strong. Child safe, love's eternal song. Obi-Wan would tag along. Boosters up, safety's key. Lightspeed dreams, you
Things I'll never be able to unhear.
Life begins when stress is
Boosters
free.
up.
Retirement close, safe will be.
Now, they did do a remix. It's the same lyrics, but this is just different lyrics and arrangement. I don't know if it's any
You
better.
gotta do like karaoke. You gotta be like right in there and like do some karaoke. Gotta close the eyes, you know.
Strap 'em in tight for the ride.
God, that first line.
In the car seat they abide. On the road to the stars we glide. Safety first, our love won't slide. Baby, you're
What is going on with the impaired driver officers?
What?
In the galaxy so wide. Precious cargo we can't hide. Stormtroopers can't slow our stride.
So that's, I think the other one was better.
Okay, we need to end this.
Well, last thing, and then we're done.
This is like audible torture.
But this is now, I told that, you know, the R&B was a suggestion from Liz, but I said, you know, make it a hard rock version. And it came up with something called Road Warrior. I can't understand anything they're saying. Let's try this again.
It's like a little Metallica.
Considering this is AI generated and completely, I haven't heard a word yet. I've given up on
folks,
it.
if you're still watching the show, you can leave it any second.
Yeah,
please.
you are not obligated to be here to be tortured by this horrible music. That was not good. But it's Nicole says Metallica mixed with Nickelback. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I pictured a little bit of photograph in there. Yeah, no, 100%.
Buckfank says you're having too much fun for this to be work. He says this is the, no, that's the wrong button. This is the best stream on TikTok. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Buckfanks, you've got a cool product. We'll talk about that another day. But he makes a thing that allows you to have a live stream embedded on your company's website. It's called Stream Agency. It's neat. Cool. When it goes, so TikToker, you mentioned this comment that I put on and then took off. What's going on with impaired driving officers? Has there been more? Is there a new thing that's going on?
No, but it's not impaired. It's impaired. Impaired driving officers.
Oh,
what's going on with impaired driving officers?
I don't know. When people break the law, they get held accountable. So whether they're police officers or anybody else, you can't get behind the wheel of a car if you're driving. Well, I can't get behind the wheel of a car whether you're driving or not. Impaired by drugs or alcohol, it's illegal, and you should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Dre Studios, what's going on, my friend? He enjoyed those songs, I can see.
Thank you.
And oh my God, we got to go. If my license is suspended due to unpaid tickets, does my insurance know? Yet you're unlicensed? If they check the status of your license,
they'd have to check the status. They won't instantly know. It's not like we send them a carrier pigeon, but yeah. Especially upon your renewal, they may check, and then yeah.
And that would be bad. Yeah, don't get a quote while your suspension is active, because they'll know. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks, Liz, and to you too. All the best, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow when we go on live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and we meet up with Jerry Egger at 10:35, and that's it.
I apologize, moderator, for how the show went off the rails.
Drive safe, drive sober, park legally, and
may
smile.
the force be with you.
Oh.
That's how the shows are going to end with me. May the force be with you.